Alright guys, so I'm going to show you a real quick, easy way to put together some nice vegan pancakes. Just using a couple of ingredients that you probably have laying around your house. I know I certainly keep, when I go to the grocery store, there are certain things that I will keep in my house stocked up. They're just good for multiple times. Things to always have basic bones, if you will, of recipes, things like sugar, flour, vegan butter. Those are things that they're essential to keep in the house. Cornstarch, salt, just those core fundamental things. I'm sorry, I'm seeing a very sweet, good-looking father outside bundling up his kid to go out on a little walk, and he's fashionable, and he tells us a good dad, and it's just like the sexiest thing ever. My goodness. Anyways, okay, back to food. So this is it's just gonna be a very simple, effective pancake for you. Now I'm gonna make a little bit variation of my own. I'm gonna do a vanilla cinnamon sugar pancake this morning for you. So basically, let's just get going and grab some stuff and get going. Easy breezy. You can have, pancakes made and on your table in less than 10 minutes, if you really got your stuff going. So all we need is a little bit of flour, so we're gonna come over here and grab some right now. I wish I had a crew to follow me here so you can see exactly what I'm doing. Okay, we'll go ahead and grab a little bit of the almond milk too. As you can see, I'm running out of flour, but I had a giant bag of this. I have made 2 cakes, bread, this giant thing. This can do at least 10 or 11, 12 different things if you really make it work for you. And that's my biggest thing is, when you're vegan, it's more expensive to eat healthy. It's more expensive to eat right. And so when you are taking the time to invest in these core items and, think about longevity, how often you'll be able to use them, how many meals you can use them in, as opposed to getting this one-time shot deal, and there are things that are just one-time shot. That's why when I make a meal, sometimes I will split it in half and I can have it for another meal the next day. It depends on how it will taste, if it will flavor better the next day, if it will settle okay. So there's just lots of things to take into consideration, but the most important thing is that we're trying to work with a budget. We're trying to not run to the grocery store every single time. We're not trying to always need to get ingredients. Just to have just a couple around is just absolutely going to take a lot of weight off your shoulders and just make it more fun to go into the kitchen. Think, okay, well, I've got most of the stuff I need. You might have to improvise 1 or 2 things, but if you got these core things, you can get a lot of stuff done. So anyways, moving on. So basically, we're gonna do just a small, I'm not super hungry, but you really vary these recipes depending on how many people you're cooking for. I'm doing maybe a pancake for Bella and me to share. So I'm gonna do just like a half a cup of flour, okay? Perfect. Half a cup of flour. Got that in there. Okay, we can put this back in. I'm a big fan for cleanup as you go, because that's the biggest thing about not cooking is that there's always this huge wreck at the end. Well, if you clean up as you go, then you can enjoy your food and just wash your dishes and go, and there's not this big mess in the kitchen. It's not gonna deter you from going to the kitchen. So, all right, so we do a little splash of baking soda, a little splash of baking powder. Actually, I don't think I need baking powder in this, I don't. Excuse me. Pardon me on that one. We're not baking anything. Okay, and the baking soda might not even need to be in there too, but it's not gonna kill us, not gonna hurt us, And obviously, I'm not a trained chef. I'm not a trained cook. I am learning with you all. These are things that I'm doing on my own as I'm shooting these videos. I'm not redoing this stuff. This is a one-time shot. If I mess up, great. It's good, great. If it's bad, it's what it is. We're doing this together. I want it to be organic. I want it to be natural. I don't want it to be something that's rehearsed. I want it to be something that I've tasted before. I want it to be a new experience. So we are gonna do a little pinch of salt. I don't know why people always want a little bit of salt in their stuff. I'll have to research that, but I always do just a tiny bit, no matter what. I'm not a big salt person. Okay, now, next things we'll need. We will definitely need my sugar and cinnamon. Here we go, here's the ground cinnamon, okay? And as far as sugar goes, we will grab that from right here. I've got that. And, you know, obviously, always keep applesauce handy if we need to baste it a little bit. I don't think this is going to be necessary, though. I don't think that we need that. I think all we need to do is add, I feel like there's an ingredient I'm missing, though. Maybe not, though. Okay, so now, just add a little bit of cinnamon sugar. And for some reason, I love to put things in my hand before I put them in there. I feel like it's just going to do better. That might be a little bit too much cinnamon for one pancake, who knows? But we're gonna live and we're gonna learn. Sugar-wise, I'm gonna do probably about a quarter of a cup, you know, or not even that much really. I mean, like really just enough to, when you think about it, it's just gonna be one pancake, so really enough to put like in maybe coffee, you know. Put that in there, perfect. Okay. And then we're just going to add a little bit of milk, and then we're gonna see kind of like where this consistency goes. Now, the thing with this process is that you do need to let the batter set for a second. So, you know, we will definitely add all these things together, but then we're gonna have to kind of just like let it set and see where it goes. While it's setting, I'm going to go on a nice little run around the neighborhood. Because, you know, one thing for me is I don't mind eating, and I don't mind splurging and having a little bit of sugar and having a little bit of things that are not necessarily healthy. I mean, this is healthy because it's vegan, but it's still got sugar and it's still got things that we really are hard on the body, you know? So we want to make sure that we compensate for that. So while this is settling and everything, I'm going to go for a nice little run, break up a sweat, and I will have already worked off. My body is already got that engine going, prepared to burn this off, and I'll keep the nutrients and I'll burn the excess out. I believe it's truly how I've been able to control my weight. And I'm sorry I keep looking, I'm finally starting to get a chest after years of not having one. Then after just working out, I'm finally starting to see like a little bit of something up here, and it's so nice to see results. Just gotta keep going, but it does. I truly believe it takes about a year to get your body. You know, they try to sell you this 90-day thing and all that. It's 90 days if you don't have a lot of work to do. But if you got work to do and things like that, it's gonna take a little bit. You know, September 14th actually will be a year for me that I've been working out, and I lost, like, it's been about 30 pounds. I mean, essentially I've kept off, you know, but I'm still working on that body, the goal that I want, you know? And, you know, I think that, I mean, like, I'm not gonna be right where I wanna be 100%, but I think by September, if I keep going the way I'm at, I'm definitely going to be very happy with the outcome, you know, because it's hard work, and you know, I always tell people take a before and after picture. That's what has saved me with motivation wise, you know, because when I look back and I see this it almost went into me, you know, my rib cage is poking way out here and my chest is back here, you know, like I came a long way. Sometimes I don't feel like I'm going very far, but when you go back and you look at before picture and you're like, yeah, I am kind of going far. So that's why I tell people take a before picture. We see ourselves way too much to sometimes notice little improvements over time. And working out is something that happens over time. You're not going to get the body you want overnight. No one does. You know, and so those pictures are a good reminder for us. I'm gonna switch this over to a bowl now, so it's easier to maneuver into the pan. And I can also show you guys that the solution did very well. Definitely right up the alley where you need to be. It's not too runny, it's not too thick. Sorry for the loudness. Okay, and it's just about the right amount for one good pancake. Maybe two little ones, you know? All right, let's show everyone what this looks like now. See, it's got that consistency we need. So we let this set. I'm going to cover it up. And I'm going to go for a nice little run now, and then when we come back, we're going to prepare this fantastic pancake and get it on the table. Thanks for watching.